Well, hello, everybody. Welcome in Cruising with Keith.
That music
welcome
makes you want to dance. The music.
You're I know, right? Welcome in Alice Lugo Studios. Hello, everybody on this beautiful Wednesday. It's just been crazy. Well, at least in Florida, it's been raining, guys. I don't know where you guys are. Is it raining over there? How's the weather?
No, it's nice here in Georgia. 66 degrees right now.
Okay.
It's dropping down to mid.
It didn't rain today, but so in Manhattan, it's 48, and where I am, it's 47. So
okay, over here it's nice and warm outside. It's just started to rain like around maybe 3 o'clock. It was just crazy, like the storm.
Oh my God! I just noticed you're talking about rain. I was like, oh, there's no rain. It says it's supposed to rain from 9 p.m. today till I got up to 7 p.m. tomorrow, and there's still some. So I think we're going to have a 24-hour rainstorm.
Well, guys, welcome into our show. Today we are in the port of Barbados. So we're coming at you guys live from Barbados. Look at that. We just travel all over the place. So let's welcome in Eddie Lugo Studios. Welcome in, Eddie. Alice Lugo Studios. And we have Cruising with Keith. The beautiful Miss Nancy is Keith's mom, for those of you that don't know. Welcome in, my love. Hello, Muncie Channel. Welcome in and being here for all of us. Hi, Ross. Thank you so much for being here today. Hello, Lewis. Welcome in. Hi, Miss Joanne. The beautiful Joanne is here, which is Keith's wife.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy and Cheryl. How are you guys doing? Welcome in all the way from Texas.
Yeah, they probably got us on the TV because
I know right?
On the TV. So I'm having like this big right now.
I know. BX Journeys, welcome in. And let me see. So we have everybody so far.
What? Josephine.
Josephine just came in. Hello, Josephine. So yeah, guys, we're coming at you guys live all the way today. We're going to be talking about the port of Barbados. So it's one of my favorite ports, and I've been to Barbados. Have you guys been to Barbados?
I haven't been there. So I had a question, right? Is it the is it the Caribbean or the Caribbean? Because everybody says it different.
It just depends who says it. I've heard of both Caribbean and Caribbean. So I usually say the Caribbean. I have heard other people that says Caribbean.
See,
just the same with Coco Cay and Coco Key and.
see, I go Caribbean only because they call Royal the Royal Caribbean.
Right.
So that's why I say Caribbean. They don't call it the Royal Caribbean cruise ship.
Right. That's a good way to remember.
I know, right? It's just like with the Key and Coco Key and Coco Cay. It's like, which one is it going to be?
Right.
It's like with Curacao, because it has that little thing. It could be Curacao, but it's like Curacao. So it's just crazy. All right, guys. So let's start our show today. Huh?
And don't get me started on how to say that Coqueco, whatever it is, you know?
I know, right? It's all these places we visited, then half of the time we don't even know how to pronounce it.
I know, it's the truth. I mean, you cannot pronounce it.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get some pictures when I went to Barbados, and I'll leave them for the end of the show so that I can show you guys some places in Barbados where I went.
I mean, just like over here in Manhattan, it's Houston Street, but I grew up, it should be Houston Street. I mean, I understand why you got to have Houston, Houston, and it's spelled the same way. You're going to drive people crazy like that.
Right. It's like everywhere you go, there's a Martin Luther King, either Avenue, Street, or something. There's something Martin Luther King's everywhere you go.
Yeah, I see that like in almost every city.
BX Journey says, you never been to Barbados. Well, BX Journeys, guess what? You're going to be going to Barbados today. We're going to transport you there.
Oh,
So, hello, Michael Patterson. Thank you so much for being here today.
is that the
We
author?
missed you. I haven't seen you in a long time, but welcome in. All right, guys. So let's
No.
get this party rolling. Let's talk about the history of Barbados. So here we go. Well, hello, everybody. Today we're going to come all the way. We're flying from Florida all the way to Barbados, and we're going to go visit the port of Bridgetown. And I'm going to bring you some history about this port. There's not a whole lot of history here, but we'll bring you as much as I can that I found. And then at the end of the show, I'll bring you some pictures when I went to Barbados so that you guys can see them. So the port of Bridgetown, I'm sorry, it's on the southwest coast of Barbados, situated on the northwestern end of the Carlisle Bay. The harbor handles all-country international bulk ship-based trade and commerce. In addition to the international shipping, the Deepwater Harbor is port of entry for Southern Caribbean cruises. The port is one of the 3 designated ports of entry in Barbados along the private-owned Port St. Charles Marina and Adams International Airport. The port time zone is at its the port time zone is GMT, and it handles roughly 700,000 cruise passenger and 900,000 tons of cargo per year. When we talk about the history of Barbados in 1948 to 1949, Sir Douglas Ritchie, vice chairman of the Port of London Authority, published a report on the proposed construction of a deep water wharf with a proposal of 3 million port facility of Barbados. Constructions of the deep water harbor began in 1956 by Constant Group of Britain, and it cost $28 million through completion in 1961. The port was formed by creating a man-made across the shallow straits of the coast of Fontainebleau, St. Michael, and it formed 90 acres of new land stretching from the original west coast of Barbados. Out of a small uninhabited ex-quarantine island just offshore named Pelican Island, after the initial completion of the harbor later underwent a $22 million expansion 17 years later. In 2002, Barbados Port Inc. contracted with Jane Denal Group Companies of Belgium to carry out the dredging of the port facility. The dredging was deemed necessary to allow some of the world's largest cruise ships to berth in Barbados rather than anchoring offshore. The project followed a rigorous environmental monitoring program by Barbados Port Inc., along with the key regulatory agencies named the Town Planning Department, the Coastal Zone Management Unit, the Unenvironmental Engineer Division, and the University of West Indies Natural Resources Management Program, to ensure that the oceanographic of the sediment processes, the water quality, and the marine communities were not compromised in any way. During this operation, the port's depth was increased to 11.6 meters from 9.6 meters. Reclaimed material from the dredging was added to increase the port's cargo area by 9 acres. In December of 2008, Minister of the International Transport George Hudson announced that due to the congestion between cargo and passenger ships at the Deepwater Harbor, the country needed to look at an expansion of facility following the last upgrade undertaken in 2002 due to the importance of the tourism to Barbados' economy. The government is presently reviewing a further $70 million upgrade. In September 2010, the Barbados government started reviewing a list of joint venture partners to construct the new cruise ship facilities at the port, with the expected construction to begin in 2011. Due to the increased activities at the port, officials say it poised to become a super hub of the Southern Caribbean, Puerto Rico. In 2010 and 2012, the government of Barbados announced the desire to establish a new separate cruise terminal just to the south along the Princess Alice Highway. As advisors to the government, Royal Caribbean and SIT were selected to work with the government. The project will be called the Sugar Point Cruise Development, or the Sugar Point Cruise Terminal. The facility, with functions as means to separate cruise traffic to the country from the containerized traffic, will remain at the Deepwater Harbor. The move should help to migrate delays, which affects container ships to Bridgetown, which at times must have an idle offshore to cruise ships to make available berth, as cruise ships are given preference at the harbor. The first phase of the new terminal is expected to cost the region a $300 million, and dredge work plans by the administrator. It should begin in November of 2012. So after that, they don't have any more information as to what happened. I do have some pictures here. This is what the Port of Barbados looks like when you're coming in. And if you're at the far end of the cruise, you have to kind of like walk all of that to get to the port. And this is what the Port of Barbados look inside. I know this is not like a really good picture, but that's the best picture I could find. And this is what it could look inside. So right now, I'm going to hand you guys over. Well, let me go ahead and go in the comments real quick. Let me see who else came in new. Let me see. Hold on before I give it out to Miss Alice. Okay, nobody else came in new. So I'm going to go ahead and give it out to Miss Alice. She's going to take you around the port.
Thank you, Tinkerbell. Well, I have a lot of information to bring to you today on Barbados. And yes, I have been there with my husband, Eddie, and I can't recall if we went on an excursion. I don't think we did. It was like a 14-day cruise, and we kind of took a break. So we'd go do an excursion, then take a break the next day and just visit the port. Then the next day, wherever we went, we did an excursion and so on like that. That way we didn't wear ourselves out. So I did find a whole lot of stuff though for Barbados, and I'm happy to bring it to you now. Tinkerbell, can you please bring up my slides? Thank you. Okay, so Barbados, the cruise port is on Princess Alice Highway in Bridgetown. And you could see here on this map that it's a quick taxi ride from the capital city of Bridgeport. And because it's relatively a small island, it's 21 miles long and no more than 14 miles wide, all attractions are close to the port, allowing the cruise traveler to enjoy a leisurely, laid-back day. Cruisers arriving at Barbados Cruise Port at the pier have the option of walk-in 10 to 15 minutes along the boardwalk into town. And most luxury cruise lines like Regent or Crystal offer a complimentary shuttle bus. So when you do cruise in, if you're doing a different line, you could check to see if that line has a shuttle bus, a complimentary one or not. If they don't offer a shuttle bus, there is also a paid bus, and it's $2 per person, and that's US dollars for each way, and that's right outside the terminal. So you'd still have to walk along the pier, but once you're at the terminal, there is public buses. And they also have taxis available. So but because the island's so small and there are things around, if you're able to walk, you could save the extra money and just walk around and see a lot of the sights. Okay, so what's at the Barbados Cruise Terminal? You're going to find all of the services and amenities needed to explore the island nation on your own. The cruise terminal is one of the best in the Caribbean, with all the services and amenities that you may require. Inside, you'll see a visitor center. And in this area, you'll have free mobile-friendly Wi-Fi, restrooms, there's souvenir shops, and both jewelry and liquor duty-free shops. And last but not least, a post office. And you could buy their Barbadian postal stamps, and they're very popular for their design. So you could get a whole lot of information there. And then there's also this handy cruise port street map that you could use to help you see what might be in the area. And if you walk along the waterfront, you'll be able to see sailboats and other things out there. It's really beautiful. But on the other side, when you come out of the terminal, you're going to see that there's a designated shaded area for tour buses, and that's on the left side. And then there'll be a few more souvenir and clothing shops, t-shirts and beach attire, and then the local transportation, such as car rental, scooters, and ATVs. But be aware that driving in Barbados is on the left, as expected, on a former British colony. There are also a couple of open air bars where you can savor typical Bajan cuisine, or the famously refreshing Banks, which is their local beer. Here are the services and amenities that cruise travelers will find at the cruise terminal. Of course, the tourist information, I already showed you, that location. There's the ATM machine that will give you US dollars only. There's the restrooms, convenience stores, free Wi-Fi, a taxi dispatch, souvenir shops, local craft stores, and duty-free shops, the post office, and then the car rental place. Now, if you think you want to rent a car, just know that it is expensive to rent the car. And again, you have to remember they're driving on the opposite side of the road than what we are used to. Welcome in, Kathy Mills. She says, good evening. Cruised on NCL Epic out of San Juan and went to Barbados, but we didn't book a shore excursion as they were all sold out. And it was pouring rain, so we were glad we didn't waste our money. Oh, that's good then. Okay. There's also a limited seating around where the taxi and shuttle stands are at the cruise terminal. The taxi dispatch in the cruise terminal of Barbados in Bridgetown offers affordable transportation to close by attractions like the Boatyard Beach or the historical center of Bridgetown. Official taxi fares are on display and also include tours of the main highlights of Barbados. Taxi rates are clearly displayed in the cruise port area. Fares are one way per person, and taxis are plentiful around the Barbados cruise port. Securing a taxi to downtown may take up to half an hour. The taxi drivers are also available for informal driving tours of the island. Just be sure to negotiate your rate prior to starting and verify which currency is being quoted. The Barbados, not sure which cruise currency they use, but the exchange rate, it's like $1, like you see on this taxi stand, $1 to their $2. Okay. So within walking distance For those of you that enjoy and are able to walk around easily, the path from the exit of the cruise terminal along the ocean up to the historical downtown and the Carinage, which is an interesting area of Bridgetown, is both safe and pleasurable. Have in mind that it will be hot and you should wear cool clothing, walking shoes, a hat, and sunscreen. The wide avenue outside the exit gates of the cruise port is the Princess Alice Highway. And on the right side by the ocean is the path is lined with trees, and along the way there are a few places with benches and tables to have a rest. Along Princess Alice Highway, travelers will find local eateries and bars within walking distance of the port facilities. Just a half a mile from the port is the Bridgetown Fish Market, while the downtown capital city has a wide assortment of independent restaurants and rum bars. On the left side, there are a few places worth the look, like the Rollies Bar and Grill, and the Caribbean Cigar Company, selling the Royal Barbados brand, and also the Pelican Village Craft Center. In terms of proximity to other places of interest, Pelican Village lies opposite Trevor's Way. And Trevor's Way is a walkway with some benches and gardens overlooking the water, which many years ago was said to be an area where lovers frequented. These days, it provides a brief oasis for persons walking to and from the port. Trevor's Way is a scenic oceanfront oasis located in the outskirts of our bustling capital city, Bridgetown. Oh, that's pretty cool, Will G. He says he walked by all of these places a couple weeks ago. And why don't you tell us in your comments what you enjoyed most about Barbados? And then this walkway leads from the cruise ship port southward into Bridgetown, meandering through beautifully maintained tropical gardens bordered by the towering palm trees as you pass over a small bridge that I'm showing you here. And this small bridge, you should stop for a moment to look down to see the crabs scampering over the rocks down below. At the Pelican Village, I put a list of some of the stores that you might be interested in knowing about, but I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to tell you about the village itself. So it offers some of the best arts and crafts that Barbados has to offer. There are all types of items on sale: paintings, mahogany carvings, souvenirs, cigars, pottery, clothing, games, and many more than these. Keen to get a real taste of production? Well, at Pelican Village, it is possible to find a few studios at the back of the village where artisans can be watched as they make items from scratch. Now, that sounds really interesting to me, and would also make a good video vlog if they allow you to video and interview them. A bar and restaurant is on site where one can choose from a selection of fresh and carbonated drinks and have a real Bajan meal. Menu options are available for vegetarians. And a leisurely walk through Pelican Village can take a few hours. So unless there is a need to rush, take the time to browse the shops and see what there is on offer and make Pelican Village a place to visit while in Barbados. So if you don't have a lot of money to, spend on shore excursions, some of them that I've looked up and I'll be sharing later are pretty expensive. And if you don't have that kind of money, well, you could just go window shopping in Pelican Village and, walk there. So you're not even spending money on transportation. Along with the shops and restaurants, Pelican Village offers amenities such as restrooms and payphones. There is a wheelchair access to the shops, and there are a few benches in the plaza, and tropical flowers in full bloom line the walkway. And it is also very close to the lower terminal bus stand, which provides public transportation to most of the country's parishes. So if you want to visit, you're into things, history and stuff, and you want to see the parishes, you can take a bus. Now, here's 5 things that you should know about taking a bus in Barbados. They have different types of buses, as you see pictured here. The transport board buses is in blue, The mini buses are in yellow, and the ZR or maxi taxis, are white with a maroon stripe. No matter where you stay, you will find one type or all 3 on your bus route. The bus fare in Barbados are super affordable. It's $1 per person per trip, and that's $1 in US, $2 in Barbadian dollars. You will need exact fare if you're taking the transport board bus, which is the blue one. However, the others will have a conductor who will give you change back. And having that said that, smaller note bills are preferred, like 5, 10, or 20 being the highest. Change is always given in Barbadian currency, and foreign coins are not accepted. So you could pay with Barbadian currency or US money, but you can't pay in other foreign currency. The buses go everywhere. You could get a bus from the airport and to the different excursions that you might want to go on. Instead of purchasing an actual excursion, public transportation is available to take you to places like Harrison's Cove and everywhere else that you can imagine, from country to town, from as early as 5 a.m. until 11 p.m. Before or after those hours, you will need to take a cab or a taxi. But even though it may be possible to take a bus, it may not be most practical option for some occasions. For example, their buses are not outfitted with undercarriage compartments for luggage. So though it may be possible to go to the bus stop outside of the airport and catch a bus, it might not be practical if you have lots of cumbersome luggage. It may be easier to just take a cab or a taxi. And also, if you're on a tight schedule, you might not want to take a bus. Always allow yourself extra time for the stops on the way and possible traffic congestion. Unlike a taxi, buses rarely divert from their designated routes. And if you're not sure which bus route you should be taking, ask a local. Any of the tour specialists, your people near the cruise port, the information center there, or if you're staying at a hotel a few days before or after, if you just go into Barbados without taking a cruise, you could ask your hotel's front desk. And other commuters at the bus stop, they might be able to tell you, and the driver will help you to find your way. They're all happy to help. By law, buses are only supposed to stop at designated bus stops. So find the nearest one in the direction you wish to travel and start your adventure. Getting on the bus. To stop an approaching bus, simply put your arm at about your shoulder height and hold it there for 5 seconds. This signals the driver that you wish to catch his or her bus. All buses will have a signboard with their final destination at the top or in the bottom of the window screen. If you are unsure if this is the correct bus, simply ask the driver and he will confirm or inform you which one to look out for. Getting off the bus. Some buses have doors in the front and in the back, but most buses exit from the front only. So they recommend telling the driver or the conductor where you wish to disembark. This will help them keep you in mind as the journey progresses and will ensure you get off at your designated point. And they say, when in Rome, do what the Romans do, right? So most buses have a bell system, but just observe what others do on the journey to stop at their designated points, and you simply do the same. Particularly in ZRs, maxi taxis, the custom is to wrap your knuckles, making a knocking sound directly above the window, and this signals the driver to stop. They say that Barbadians, aka Bajans, are some of the friendliest people you will ever meet. Don't be afraid to engage in friendly conversation. It's a great way to pass the time, and they are bound to share with you their views on the ins and outs of Barbados, where to get the best fish, the best beaches to visit, and so much more. Bus rides are also a great vantage point for casual observation of Bajan life. Kids going to school, bits of gossip whispered between traveling friends, wayside vendors peddling their wares, and men slamming a dom, playing dominoes. So there you have it on how to get around Barbados quick and easy. And now up next is Keith with Cruise News, followed by Excursions in Barbados.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. First time I saw that. So obviously we are here for the cruise news. So what? Oh, I forgot. What time is it? It's cruise news time. I almost forgot about that. So welcome to the port of Barbados, which is the most eastern island of all the Caribbean islands, which is the closest island, obviously, to Africa, and which I will get to the distance in a minute. And so today's weather is a high of 84 degrees, low 77, and obviously there was some rain today, and the minimum wage over there is $8.50 per hour, but that's not American money. That's um Barbados money, which on the U.S. dollar, that's only $4.21 an hour. So you can really see that they do not make a lot of money over there. So when you go there, give them a tip, even if it's just a dollar. A dollar could go a long, long way in some of these islands because they do not make a lot of money. But also the cost of living is less, but it's really hard for some of these people who live on these islands to make a living. And just so you know, obviously, because now I think I'm going to start doing is actually putting a Canadian dollar because we do get some Canadian people in our chat. So the Canadian dollar is $5.72. So obviously, that's showing you that the Canadian dollar is actually worth more than the United States dollar. Growing up, I think the U.S. was at the top when I was a kid, but not no more. Gas prices are $4.22 per liter, which is 209 of American money, and for a gallon is $15.70, and that's about $7.82 a gallon. And the current cruise ships we have, they could put up the first video, Tingo, with the ships. Yep. So first, the cruise ships we have is the Celebrity Beyond, the Windstar, and the NCL Viva. So this is something that I know I put a little extra at the end. Viva. Okay, so that's something that all those ships are there today. That second one is more of it goes to like some of the islands and part of Mexico. So it doesn't go to a lot of places. Obviously, it's like a sailboat, but those are the current ships that are there. And actually, before I get to the next part, so I have some small facts which I just learned today. Is in Barbados there is actually no daylight savings over there, right? So that's one of the things, right? So right now, if from March 10th to November 3rd, 2024, The time in Barbados is the same as the time on the eastern coast, which is something I did not know. And they say that's the same thing on the majority of the islands in the Caribbean, if not all of them. And here's another thing which I said I was gonna get to. Barbados is 3,000 miles from Africa, but due to the fact that they are the closest one over there, they actually experience high levels of mineral dust from the Sahara Desert, which people think it used to be underwater back in the day. It might have been, obviously, but I have no proof of that. So now let's get to the rest of the news. So Cunard announces new voyages to Barbados in 2025 and 2026. They are adding 13 new sailings, which went on sale at 1 p.m. on March 7th, 2024. Okay, you can put up the next video. So today they had a flash flood warning. It was in effect in central, eastern, and the northeast districts of Barbados. So as I said, there was rain. So and they had, you can see the storm up there. They had some major rainstorm up there, and you know how it is on the islands. When that rain hits, it hits hard, but and then the blink of eye, it's gone, and 5 minutes later, it's like everything like it didn't even happen. So. Oh yeah, so you can put up the next one. So this is they unveiled a statue of Sir Charles Griffin, who was a West Indian cricket player from 1960 to 1969, and he played in 28 tests. I thought I had wrote what test is. So I think a test is like a best of five matchup. I don't know too much about cricket, so if any of you out there knows enough about cricket, what test is, please put it in the comments. I thought I wrote it down so I can let everybody know what that is. And that is gonna be it for the news. So next up is gonna be okay, so you can put up that video real quick, which is of a cute baby monkey right there. I hope so. Yeah. This one is called Island Adventure Harrison Cave and Monkey Fiend Group Tour or Private Tour. So on this one, it's actually a really good tour. You see, and the overview is you do a combined visit of 3 Barbados must-see highlights: Harrison Cave, Bathsheba Beach, and the Barbados Wildlife Reserve. In a single-day tour, round-trip transportation is provided with a multi-stop tour. Easily, you can enjoy the scenery, learn about the local wildlife, geology, and flora, and relax on some of the island's beaches. And this is very convenient. It's it also could be. It's not cheap. It's $150, but you don't just have to be on the cruise to go on this. So on this one, you can actually just go to Barbados itself and, say you're there at a hotel, because they will pick you up from the hotel if you're at a hotel and all of that. So it has a hotel, the entry fees are included, local guide. Gratuities are not included. They give you some snacks, a bottle of water. So this is a really, really good experience, and you get to see all different types of, obviously, monkeys. And hopefully you see that monkey, because that monkey to me is a really, really adorable monkey. But if you have children, please make sure you have them with you, obviously, because they are not allowed there unless they are accompanied by an adult. So that is something that we could all, see. So that's something. That's actually an excursion that I would, if I was down there, I probably would think about doing. So I'm going to put up this next picture. So let's go to the next one. So this is actually called the Harbor Lights Beach Extravaganza and Dinner Show. So this costs $112, right? So this is a really, really good show of all these performing arts. So the overview is fire eaters, limbo dancers, stilt walkers, and more make this beach outside dinner show a performance to remember. A dance floor, live music, let you join in the fun firsthand about Caribbean culture while a barbecue dinner, open bar, round trip transportation for your hotel, enjoyable guest-free, stress-free outing. I can't get that word. So yeah, you got some beachside music, obviously the culture, barbecue. It will pick you up from the west or south hotels if you were staying there. And I can actually read off some of actually the food menu. So the dessert, actually let's start. I'll start with the dessert. Is warm dark chocolate brownies with vanilla ice cream served with caramel sauce, chocolate sprinkles. That actually does taste really good. Sound really good. There's a barbecue on steak served with herb potatoes, some rice, black beans, steamed vegetable, parmesan garlic bread. They, they have the main Caribbean jerk chicken, pan fried catch of the day, grilled shrimp kebab. So this is something, the food is not like it's disgusting food. So this is food that you probably enjoy having to eat over there. So, and this is an excursion. If I was you could actually do both of these excursions in the same day. So you could do one in the morning, and the other one is at nighttime, where afternoon or late afternoon, nighttime, where you can have dinner, get to see the show and everything. So if you want to, I know it's a bit pricey, but if you got, I mean, it'll run almost like $300 a person, but that you're getting two excursions in one day. So you can do that if you were staying in Barbados at a hotel. But if you're obviously on the cruise ship, or maybe you're on the cruise ship overnight, you could do the second excursion that's there. Well, that is my excursions, and who's ever up next? We just gotta like roll the dice and let's find out who's up. All
All right. The host has unmuted your mic. Thank you, Jackie, for unmuting my mic. Can you please bring up the slides? Okay. So they have like a party bus, and they call it the #1 Bajan bus. So you could experience Barbados in true Bajan style with a little fun, great music, good company, and perhaps a rum punch or two. There is no other view of Barbados quite like this one. Their fleet of #1 Bajan buses are now the perfect mix for some fun in the sun or a night on the town. Bajan style. You could join them for a custom-made private charter, and be sure to be remembered. The cost is about $75 per person. And there's their website there if you want to contact, email address, I should say, and phone number if you want to contact them. But it is $75 per person, and they do private charter tours as well. Another excursion that looked pretty interesting is Harrison's Cave Eco Adventure Park. And this is located in the central uplands of Barbados, and it's a magnificent attraction with the world-class attraction with unmatched beauty. Harrison's Cave is a massive underground cave system with awesome caverns and breathtaking formations. You can enjoy an unparalleled underground experience as you journey aboard a tram past clear streams and cascading waterfalls. So part of it, you're on a tram riding along, and then there's other areas where you could get out and get a closer look at it and, just enjoy. And it's underground. It gets cool down there. Unlike New York City subways where you sweat in the undergrounds. But in these caves, they're really cool. And you could take the bus. So if you're coming from the cruise, you'll be able to make your way to the Princess Alice bus terminal, and it will take you directly to there. It's from the terminal, you would board the Sturgis bus to Harrison's Cave. So it's just one bus. The journey is approximately 45 minutes. And buses are available in both the transport board, which is the blue ones, or minibuses, yellow. And, so you would have to meet there and you go on to the cave. There's no pickup or drop off or anything. Now, the next excursion is one that I plan on doing. And I'm sure many of you will agree. And this is the Agapri Chocolate Factory and Shop. They sell luxury chocolate, gourmet ice cream, ice pops. But they okay, sorry, just wanted to see I had another picture or not. All right, so they grow their own beans and they make their own chocolate. So you could, from this experience, when you go on a tour there, you could interact with, it's an interactive, guided tour with their master chocolate maker. You could taste various sugars, sample a variety of artisan dark chocolate, sample their gourmet ice cream. Chocolate origins and history is shared, and they show you the rare bean to bar process. They take small groups, ages 8 and up are $25, and this is US money, and 3 to 7-year-olds are $15 per child. And the duration of the tour is about 1 hour. But the best thing about the tour is they have a chocolate shop on site, and you could buy the chocolate if you so please, and I sure do. And it's on here. This map here that I have on this picture also shows you where the factory is with that little red circle, and where the ships are is at the bottom left side of your screen. So it's a nice little walk. And definitely going to do that when I go back to Barbados. Emily, yes, you definitely have to catch the replay. Really good information here about Barbados. I don't know if you've ever been there, but good stuff. And Bronx Journey says, sounds like my type of tour. Yes, definitely. And I want to say hello to Mespo Thabani, and he says he's from South Africa. So welcome in. We're glad to have you here. Yes, the party bus and a chocolate fun day. Excellent. And you'd have time to do both. Okay, now if you're into a little history, then this tour would be for you. This one says it's the historic Garrison and George Washington. What a story. That's the name of this tour. And it's 3 to 4 hours. It's a historical tour, and it's $45 in US money. So that's not too bad. That's the chocolate tour and this tour are a good price. So you would take a step back in time to the 18th century Barbados and immerse yourself in the rich history of Bridgetown. During this time, Barbados was under British military occupation, and many of the local towns still reflect this today. And you'll learn about the occupation when you visit the site, key sites like the George Washington House and more. And George Washington, this was the only foreign country that he visited, and he lived in the Washington House, which is the bottom right side of your screen, the yellow house. He lived there for 2 months. And so what's included in this tour for $45? Well, let me tell you. You're going to get headsets to wear, a local guide, a personal audio device to hear the guide clearly, bottled water, snacks, and the entry and admission into the George Washington House. So when you go past the historic Garrison House, uh, which is the red brick building, that's a drive-by. You're only going to drive by it. But the Washington House, you actually get to go in, and there are some tunnels down inside that house. So that would be pretty cool. So you're going to go past the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. You're going to go past Dalkeith Road at St. Anne's, Garrison, and St. Michael and Bridgetown, Barbados. And they're going to share a little bit about those stories that were preserved there. And then you're going to stop at the George Washington House on Bush Hill and Garrison, Barbados. And they'll share the story of George Washington with a guided tour of the house and the tunnels. Takes about 1 hour. And then you'll pass by the Barbados Turf Club, the Garrison Savannah World Heritage Site, and Bridgetown, Barbados. And they'll share the story of the grandstand and surrounding areas. In the middle picture there is your grandstand. You start at the Bush Hill, Bridgetown, St. Michael, Barbados, which is where the George Washington House is. And the activity ends at that place as well. Accessibility, service animals are allowed. It's near public transportation, so you can take a bus from wherever you are to get there. And if you're at the cruise port, of course, you have the buses available there. It is stroller accessible, but unfortunately, it is not wheelchair accessible. And so if you do have any questions regarding accessibility, you can give them a call and they will tell you more about that. And I could put the phone number in the description of this video or, after the show. Okay. And the final shore excursion that I'm going to share with you is an exciting one. How many of you ever wanted to go in a submarine? I'm not sure if I want to, but it would be interesting, I think, if I had the money to spend. It's $120 to do a daytime submarine dive, and it's for 2 hours. But if you go at night, you see things a little differently under the water. And it's, again, for 2 hours, and it costs $10 more. So it's $130. But it's a different experience if you go at daytime or if you got the nighttime. And I also have here a picture of the different fish and coral that you will see in the waters there. And they say this fully narrated must-do undersea voyage can take you to a shipwreck and to depths of 150 feet. It's in an air-conditioned comfort, which is nice, which in the past has been reserved only for a few. So now they offer that nice air conditioner to everybody. You would create amazing, unforgettable memories as you are piloted by a professional crew among colorful coral formations and tropical marine life aboard aboard the unique Atlantic's submarine. If you are an avid diver, scuba diving, Barbados waters is a skill for some, but underwater diving in a high-tech submarine allows you to do it hassle-free along with your non-diver friends and family. And I would be that non-diver friend. So I think I would enjoy going if someone wanted to try it out. The submarine stays offshore and the transfer vessel takes guests to and from the dive site. It is easy to board, and once you are under the water, the submarine, which is battery powered, moves effortlessly and with no pollutants emitted over the sandy bottom to explore the coral reef and the fish life on an occasion, the shipwreck. Here you're going to see a color chart that they give you. And depending on how deep you go down into water, as you submerge, the seawater filters each color of the sunlight. And red is the first color to break down. And then you have the orangish color, and then yellow when you're at 60 feet. And then at 90 feet, you're going to see the green color. And as you go deeper down, it's going to be the blue. At night, they have predators that lurk in the shadows while the vibrant colors of the reef, not visible during the day, come to life under the bright lights of the submarine. The shipwreck takes on a more menacing aura as the submarine moves in for a closer look. So, depending on what you might want to see, would determine if you go during the day or night or what time you're there. If you're on a cruise, your excursion, your time at Barbados might be in the daytime hours and not overnight for you to do the nighttime one. Both tours also offer priority boarding and seating. When it is available, you could upgrade and you would sit in seats directly behind the pilot. So instead of looking out through the side windows, you will, see what the pilots are seeing. So pretty cool. So, and here's the other picture here on the right side of your screen is the dimensions of the submarine. It's 65 feet and 80 tons, which is 160,000 pounds. And it's approved to go down 150 feet, 1.5 knots submerged, 48 passengers and 3 crew is the capacity. And you could see 2 feet diameter viewports, 13 on each side, and then extra large 52-inch front viewport, air conditioned at normal sea level pressure. And it's DC powered battery electric thrusters. Sealed water tanks are adjusted to provide positive buoyancy, and all systems are duplicated. Surface vessels maintain constant radio contact with the submarine. So it is safe for you to do. I'd rather do a submarine. I'm not a diver. I'm not a great swimmer. I could, swim to save my life, but, not in deep water. So, and that's it for my excursions. You're muted.
Thank you so much. Last week it happened. It's not going to happen this week. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about some excursions that I found that I thought it was really cool. And here are, let me see, can I do it this way? All right, it's not going to let me. Okay, so this right here is called a half-day tour of the St. Nicholas Abbey and the Barbados Wildlife Reserve. This is $104 per person. And just to give you a little bit of overview on this, this tour features popular attractions of the northeastern island of Barbados, starting with the Barbados Wildlife Reserve, where we hope to catch the green monkey at play along with the wide variety of animals. Next stop is the St. Nicholas Abbey, where we will tour the beautiful preserved sugar plantations and sample some of the rum produced on the site of the award-winning distillery. You also have the option to book take a short journey on the restored steam engine to take in one of the most scenic views in Barbados, the Cherry Tree Hill. So that's one of the excursions that I actually found in Barbados. And the next one that I want to show you is called the Barbados Island Sightseeing Tour with Lunch and Wildlife Sanctuary. This excursion runs about $115 per person. And in this excursion, you can combine some of Barbados' top cultural, natural, and historic sites on a single tour from Bridgetown, which is a guided in the leading providing commentary. Stop at the Earth Works Pottery, St. John's Church, the Flower Forest Garden, Bathsheba, and the Barbados Wildlife Reserve. Sit down for a lunch midday at the sand dune bars and views of the rugged coast. So this is really cool if you're looking into doing something kind of like half and half and sightseeing. This next one that I'm going to bring you is Swimming with the Turtles. Is a Barbados Island tour, monkey feeding and swim with the turtles. This tour will it's going to be $114. And for all you animal lovers out there, will love the opportunity to get up close and personal with some of the most special wildlife you will find in Barbados. Start your day at the Barbados Wildlife Reserve. Feed the monkeys in their mid-morning snack and watch them sip through the trees after enjoying a lunch and scenic views. Swim with the turtles at the Carlisle Bay and snorkel at a shipwreck. So as you can see, guys, you got a couple of options, and I went a little bit fast because our time was running off. So I apologize about that. But you have some options between Alice and Cruising with Keith. So I'm going to bring back our everybody on board here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Make sure. Ooh, wait, what happened here? There we go.
Hey.
So it's I don't know about you guys, but when I do this on Wednesday, you kind of like learn so much,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I've been to Barbados. I know Alice have been to Barbados,
I've never been there.
but let me tell you, my experience was completely different. And when you see all these different excursions and you look around and say, "Oh, I didn't get to do that," and it's kind of like nice whenever you go back to
Mhm.
Barbados one day to do it. And I'm sure, Alice, you're probably going to be checking out that chocolate factory.
Yes.
I do want to share some of my pictures with you guys when I went to my trip to Barbados. So I'm just going to bring some up, and then I'm just going to go quite a little bit faster because we run out of time here. So here are some of the pictures. Hold on, guys. Let me bring everybody out so that at about 11 p.m. So it was a really cool experience. I just wanted to share that with you guys of my trip to Barbados. I know that Alice have been there as well. So what do you all think? I know that you guys were on the comments. Would you guys want to go to Barbados, check it out? What would you do if you go? Oh,
Um,
hold on.
we lost you there.
Oh, you did again?
Yeah.
That's
You
kind
might.
of
I did. Did you kick yourself off, and then that's why?
no.
We saw your videos. I mean, your pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
We
so
just
weird. I don't
no
know because
audio.
And
yeah,
then
I
as soon as you came back on, that's when we were able to
okay.
hear
Well,
you.
that's kind of
Yeah.
strange. But at least you guys got to see the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
So no, that I was asking, if you
Right.
guys were to go to Barbados, like what would you like to do? That was this helpful for you guys in the future when going to
Definitely.
Barbados? You know,
I
hopefully
mean,
that
it definitely looks like a really, really beautiful place.
Mhm.
It don't look like it's dangerous, so it looks safe. You know,
yeah.
right? Yeah, because some of these islands you go to, they might not look as safe. Like for example, even down to like Dominican Republic or Jamaica. Because on those islands you gotta stay on the resort. Because once you go off
Yeah.
the resort,
Right.
that's the one thing that I truly love about like Bermuda is you can walk anywhere in Bermuda and you're safe.
Yeah. But when I went, I know that over here we have KFC. Over there they have Chefettes.
What is
So if
Chaffetz?
yeah, Chefettes is kind of like a KFC, and you'll find them. It's so weird because you have KFC in one corner and Chefettes on the other side. So they're like across from each other. But that's their KFC, and they like the. I don't know why KFC is over there. They have the competition so close, but it's just a little weird. And I
Yeah,
do apologize. I think what happened was that I took myself completely out,
yeah.
and that's probably what happened with the sound. So
Hmm.
it's like last week was the same situation, and this week is the same. Like, but at least we
Yeah.
got through the
It's a
through the
learning
part of the
process. It's a
excursion.
learning process. We can continue to do it. We're not
Oh
fully
my
monetized, so
God,
don't
Lord
worry.
help us.
You know?
So, real quick, Keith, do you have any announcements for your channel that you want to put out here today?
Well, do check out my latest cruise news, which is about what happened in Baltimore about the birds. So, or anytime I have an update, I want an update. Friday, my live is questionable. I may or may not do it because it's Good Friday. I usually go to my mom's house, but I'm going to her house and I'm bringing her back to my house. So I may come on a little late. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not yet.
Okay.
And I only need like 742 more hours to get the fully monetization, and I got 59 days until my cruise on the Carnival Horizon.
Oh, well, there you guys have it. So,
Yeah.
guys, if you want to go check out Cruising with Keith, check out his vlogs, go check him out so you can help him out. Definitely with the watch
Yeah.
hours. That'll
I
be
got
great.
I have a lot of videos. I'm telling you, for someone's only done it for a little over a year, trust me.
Oh my God. Just put it on play.
Yeah, I have playlist. I have my playlist. I have a cruise news for Carnival. I have a cruise news for each cruise line on the playlist. So if you just want to look at all the Carnival cruise lines, of all the cruise news I have, I know at least I have in that place just Carnival alone. It's just 50 videos of cruise news. So if
Wow.
you haven't seen my show, I do about 3 to 4 cruise news videos a week, and
Mhm.
then I make shorts out of all of them too. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And Alice, do you have any announcements for your channel?
Well, just that the Secret Booze Cruise is coming up in October
I know.
on the Carnival of Paradise up to
Woo!
the Western Caribbean out of Tampa, Florida. So we'll be going October 28th, 2024 to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman Islands. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have a lot of activities that are being planned and, just excited about it. So
I know that's going to be a lot of fun to be with, get to meet everybody, and it's
yeah,
going to
mhm.
be
it
the
is
only
fun.
one, the only one right here. Wait, hold on, wait. right there.
You met me already, and when you saw me, you probably like, oh my god, he's tall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it will be nice for you to come with us. That way we can have an across the wave,
I know, I
you
know.
know,
One of
That'll
a
these
be a
years,
short
I
great
little
will.
cruise.
thumbnail.
One of these, one of these years, definitely.
I'm gonna have to take a picture with Alice, and then we will put you onto the picture.
Well, you take the picture with Alice, and you get the picture that me and you have together, and
I know, right? Put them all together.
Yeah.
Well, and if you guys know, Alice is also has her own YouTube channel, so go check her out. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to Alice Lugo Studios. And the only announcement that I have on my side is my group cruise. I'm going to show you the quick video. It's fairly quick, and then we're going to wrap it all up here.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at Gonzalez at expediacruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
Well, there you guys have it.
well,
We are ready to roll.
Actually, one more thing, we never congratulated you.
For my baby.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
That is true, guys. I forgot to
Yeah,
make the announcement. Yes, I became grandma for the 3rd time to a
Again.
beautiful baby boy. His name is K. Amir. He was born on March 23rd at 10 p.m. at night, weighing in at 9 pounds, 3 ounces. So big baby.
903. You should play a number.
Yes, I'm actually looking forward to I'm going to go see my daughter. She's in Missouri because her husband is in the Army. So they're stationed in Missouri. So I'll be traveling. I get off the ship on Odyssey, and the very next day I am out the door to go see her, and I'll be with her for a whole week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And we're also, just really quick, I know we're running late, but we're also here in our channel here and Across the Wave, we're planning a really cool 1-year anniversary. So I'm going to talk to my group. We're going to plan some cool stuff, and we're going to have some giveaways.
A year already?
Well, in October, I think it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Takes time
Okay.
to.
I was like,
Yeah, it takes time to plan it all out, but we're
Yeah,
going
I
to
know.
do some giveaways from the channels, and we're gonna have a great time that day. So that day we're just going to be about, we're going to kind of see a little bit about the show, how we evolved throughout that year.
well,
And then we're going to do
it's
some
funny
giveaways.
because I just popped in my head because I remember it was like right after I came back from the cruise, I went on the live with you and Cheryl. I was on the Venezia as soon as I came back, so I know right around that time is when I got introduced to the YouTube community and all that.
Right.
So, like I didn't think about doing lives at all. I had no urge. I was like, who cares about lives? I'm just gonna keep doing cruises until Jeremy, Cheryl was there. All 4 of them did a private live stream. It wasn't live, but a private stream with me to help me understand everything about the YouTube, the Nightbot, all that stuff. And after I did that, I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And then as you start doing it, your first couple of lives, you are nervous like you've never been before. And it takes about maybe 5 to 10 lives, just get out. But what actually really helped me at that time was drinking a glass of scotch. I used to drink that to calm my nerves down. But sometimes I would drink too much.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because you evolve like in the community, like because when you're doing these lives, you're talking. I'm seeing you guys, but when you're doing it by yourself, you're pretty much talking to the computer, and then everybody, you're feeding off what people are talking to you
Well,
about
Right.
the comments.
yeah. And then the
But
hardest thing about doing about with yourself is your throat gets so dry. My throat gets so dry. I'm constantly drinking water. I'm like, oh my god.
So there's a comment here in the chat. Emily wants to know about your T-shirt.
yes, well, soon enough here, I'm gonna be putting in some merch. And she's been wanting that t-shirt. There's one that's gonna be saying the TWT crew, which is a traveling with Tinkerbell crew, and on the back it's gonna say Toodles on the back, and that's the one that she's been looking for. So I'm gonna have 5 different types of shirts and all sorts of different things. So that's gonna be coming up shortly. But I know that for our 1-year anniversary here at Across the Waves, we have 3 different channels. So I'm going to talk to all of them, and we're going to come up with something really cool. We're going to have some cool giveaways for you guys as a 1-year anniversary, because we have a great team. I love my team. I love working with Alice and Keith. And I know that we're going to continue to work together for a long, long time. And I'm actually looking forward to, because in October, Alice, you and I get to meet also
Yes,
for the first time. So this is going to be really cool, to wrap it all up that month. So it's going to be, I'm looking forward to getting to meet a lot of people, a lot of great friends. I can call them my family. They've been just like Keith and Alice. It's like they all took us in and they help us throughout, this journey. So I will forever, be grateful to Jeremy from Jeremy Adventures, Miss Shara from Cruising is Fun, Eddie Lugo Studios, because Eddie is the bomb.com, and the Mustard Drill that he also took time out of his day to help me out, and a lot of other different creators. As you can see, if you look at my Tuesday show, we also have different people coming in, and I'm trying to bring different channels. So keep an eye out, because Alice Lugo Studio and Cruising with Keith are also going to be coming into the show. And I just want to put them out there so that people can get to know them. And we're going to have a little chit chat and have a good time. So, with all of this, thank you guys so much for being so patient. We went over by 17 minutes, but we're always having a good
That's
time.
okay. 17 minutes. That's 17 minutes more of watch time.
And we're
before
gonna
we
have a
go,
great
though, there was another comment from Emily. She said she wanted to know how tall you are, Keith.
6'4".
6'4". And
He is
she's
tall,
5'4". She says she's short. I don't agree, because I'm 5'3.5", and I don't really consider myself short.
Well, technically, you and her, and even my wife, you're all 5'3", 5'3.5", and 5'4". You're still above the height of an average woman. So average woman is 5'3". I'm way above the height of an average man, which is 5'10". So,
well, I'm 5'8". So when I met Keith, I felt like if I was like 4.5.
I'm I'm tall and I'm also a big guy, So it makes me look even bigger. Like there's sometimes I'd be walking up and I have Lucas just look at me like, oh my god, that thing in my head. He's so tall,
Yeah.
BX Dirty says I'm a midget at 5'8".
You're not a midget.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming here today. I appreciate your love and always in support to the channel. I will see you guys on the next one. And I think the next one, weirdly so.
It's weird. We set this up like weeks ago.
Yeah.
And sadly, something actually bad happened. So we're obviously, you want to say it? I'll say it. Whatever.
Go ahead, say it, Keith. Where we going up next?
We're doing the Port of Baltimore. So obviously, that's going to be in my news story.
Next week.
Right.
And if you want to know about it, obviously tune into my video.
Yep. So that's where we're going to be next. Next Wednesday is the Port of Baltimore. So come back again on Wednesday, check out the show, and let's have a good time, in the midst of, everything that happened. Please, if whatever you guys' beliefs are, just make sure you pray for everybody over there in Baltimore. Keep them in their prayers, because everybody's needing it right now at this moment with everything that's going on. So thank you so much for being here on our show today, and toodles. Bye-bye. Like
Bye-bye,
you're
everybody.
gonna do the dance right now.
Woo!
It's for you, Mother Mustard Drill.
Okay.
Bye,
Hashtag brother
guys.
toes.
I know, right? Bye-bye.